What if I told you that the single greatest transfer of wealth in modern human history is not happening in the stock markets of Wall Street, not in the tech hubs of Silicon Valley, but is unfolding right now silently through a financial event so profound that it has placed every major U.S. bank on a silent, yet full-scale operational lockdown? The trigger for this earth-shattering shift is the Iraqi Dinar, and the long-awaited global currency reset is not a future prophecy anymore, according to verified data streams, confidential bank memos, and a seismic tremor running through the international forex markets. It is live and active at this very moment. For years, the concept of the dinar revaluation was dismissed by mainstream economists as a fantasy, a pipe dream for desperate investors. But they fundamentally miscalculated the sheer, unstoppable force of geopolitical and economic necessity. The world's financial system, built upon the decaying foundation of endless debt-based fiat currency, has reached its ultimate breaking point, a terminal cancer that can no longer be treated with band-aid solutions like quantitative easing or interest rate adjustments. The patient is dying, and the global financial architects have been forced to administer the only cure possible, the complete system reboot, anchored to the tangible real-world assets of nations. And Iraq, with its mind-boggling oil wealth, is the undeniable cornerstone of this new financial matrix. Think about the numbers for a second, because data doesn't lie. Iraq possesses confirmed oil reserves of 145 billion barrels, and with vast swaths of the country still unexplored. Most credible geological surveys estimate the true potential to be closer to an almost incomprehensible 300 billion barrels. To put that into perspective, that's more oil than the entire proven reserves of the United States, Russia, and China combined. Under the old petrodollar system, this wealth was suppressed, its value never allowed to be reflected in the national currency, the dinar, which was artificially pegged at a rate that served external geopolitical interests, not the Iraqi people or the fundamentals of global economics. This created the most lopsided, glaring arbitrage opportunity ever seen, a nation richer in natural resources than almost any other, with a currency valued as if it were destitute. The Central Bank of Iraq, with quiet but firm backing from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, has spent the last decade on a relentless campaign to stabilize its financial infrastructure, crushing hyperinflation, building foreign currency reserves to record levels, and passing critical monetary reform laws that meet every single international benchmark required for a stable, freely traded currency. The final and most critical step in this meticulous plan was to sever the umbilical cord to the US dollar, to move away from dollar-based oil transactions, and to allow the dinar to find its true, market-driven value based on the colossal asset base it represents. This is not speculation, this is documented fact. Iraq has already begun signing oil and gas trade agreements with China, India, and European nations transacting in euros, yuan, and directly in Iraqi dinar, systematically dismantling the petrodollar system that has propped up the American economy for 50 years. This strategic decoupling is what created the necessary pressure for the revaluation event we are now witnessing. Overnight, on specialized forex trading platforms used exclusively by central banks and primary financial institutions, the IQD-USD pair experienced a vertical, almost parabolic, upward surge that has all the hallmarks of a sovereign-level revaluation, not a mere market fluctuation. This is the signal the entire network was waiting for. And the response from the United States financial system has been instantaneous and unequivocal. Leaked internal directives from within the Treasury Department's Office of the Comptroller of the Currency have triggered a Stage 3 alert status across the top 5 U.S. banking institutions, including JPMorgan Chase and Bank of America. This full alert is a specific pre-planned protocol. It means their systems are being prepared to process a massive, public-facing exchange of a revalued currency. Bank staff are being briefed under strict non-disclosure agreements, redemption center locations are being activated, and liquidity is being shifted to handle the unprecedented volume of transactions that is now considered imminent. The mainstream media blackout on this story is a deliberate control mechanism, a final window to allow the core financial infrastructure to brace itself before the news explodes into public consciousness and creates a global frenzy. But for those who have positioned themselves correctly, the silence is golden. The gates are opening and the first wave of this new financial dawn is now upon us. Now, let's pull back the curtain and delve into the intricate mechanics of what a live revaluation truly means for the global architecture of finance and, more importantly, for you, the individual holder of the Iraqi dinar. The transition from the old commodity-backed monetary system to a new asset-valued system is not a gentle shift. It is a violent, disruptive, and instantaneous recalibration of value across every nation. For years, the global economy has been running on a fiat currency system. where the value of money is based on government decree and faith, not on a physical commodity like gold. This system has led to unprecedented levels of debt, inflation, and economic instability worldwide. The Global Currency Reset, or GCR, is the proposed solution to this systemic failure, a plan to re-anchor the world's major currencies to a new benchmark, often discussed as a basket of assets including gold, other precious metals, and a nation's tangible resources and economic productivity. The Iraqi Dinar's revaluation is the catalyst for this broader reset because it represents the most extreme case of a currency being undervalued relative to its nation's true asset base. When the dinar is repriced from its previous rate of around 1,310 dinars to $1 to a rate that reflects Iraq's actual wealth, a rate that confidential banking sources and economic models have suggested could land anywhere from $1 with the dollar to several dollars per dinar. The shockwave is immediate. This new valuation forces a chain reaction. Other resource-rich nations with undervalued currencies, such as Vietnam with its dong, immediately demand a similar evaluation to maintain economic parity and fairness. Why should Vietnam's vast resources and booming manufacturing economy be valued less than Iraq's oil? This domino effect is what the financial elites have feared and what the system is now attempting to manage in a controlled demolition of the old order. For you, the investor, the moment the new rate is officially recognized by the international banking system, which appears to be what this full alert status signifies, the value of your dinar holdings is legally and instantly transformed. Let's be clear and data-driven. If you hold 1 million Iraqi dinar, which you may have acquired for roughly 700 to 800 USD, and the currency is revalued to even a conservative rate of 1 USD per dinar, your holding is now worth 1,000 USD. This is not a slow growth stock. This is a quantum leap in valuation. The process of exchanging this currency is the next critical phase, and this is where the U.S. bank alerts become directly relevant to your actions. The system has established a tiered exchange process designed to manage the liquidity and avoid a complete collapse of the banking structure. The first tier is for the large, sovereign wealth funds and central banks. The second tier is for the primary banking partners and large institutional investors. We are now, according to the intelligence we are receiving, entering the third and final tier, the public exchange. This is why banks are on alert. They are preparing their physical branches and digital infrastructure to handle an influx of customers seeking to exchange their dinars for US dollars or to deposit the new high value into structured accounts. You will likely be directed to specific pre-designated redemption centers, which may be housed within major bank branches, where trained financial advisors and security personnel will be present to guide you through the process. You will need your original dinar currency notes, your government-issued identification, and you will be required to fill out a disclosure form for the Treasury Department, as this is a significant international financial transaction. The key here is to be prepared and informed, not panicked. The banks have been preparing for this for years. They have the physical cash reserves and the digital ledger capacity to handle these exchanges, but their full alert status indicates they are anticipating the public realization to hit imminently. Your financial life is about to change in ways you previously only dreamed of, and this shift brings with it a profound responsibility. The sudden acquisition of wealth on this scale is a psychological and logistical event that requires a clear head and a strategic plan. The old adage that it's not about making the money, it's about keeping it and making it grow has never been more true. With this newfound financial freedom literally at your fingertips, the most critical phase of your journey begins: the strategic stewardship of your wealth, to ensure it creates a lasting legacy and a positive impact, rather than becoming a fleeting memory. The history of lottery winners and sudden millionaires is littered with cautionary tales of bankruptcy and despair, not because the money was cursed, because they were unprepared for the psychological and practical realities of managing such a windfall. Your first and most non-negotiable step, before you make any major purchases or lifestyle changes, must be to assemble a team of trusted, vetted, and fee-only financial advisors, including a tax attorney, a certified public accountant (CPA), and a certified financial planner (CFP). The tax implications of your exchange will be monumental. You will be facing a potential tax liability on the capital gains, the difference between your purchase price and the redemption value, which could be enormous. A skilled tax attorney and CPA can guide you on legal strategies, such as the use of charitable remainder trusts or opportunity zone funds, to legally minimize your tax burden and protect your principal. Your financial planner will help you structure your assets for long-term growth and income generation, creating a diversified portfolio that includes safe income-producing assets like bonds and dividend-paying stocks, growth-oriented investments, and a secure cash reserve for your immediate needs and desires. This is not the time for speculative investments or listening to friends and family with surefire business ideas. This is the time for disciplined, professional wealth management. Beyond the numbers, you must prepare for the human element. Your relationships will be tested. People you haven't heard from in years will emerge with their hands out, and the pressure to solve everyone's financial problems can be overwhelming. You must establish firm boundaries and learn the power of saying no. Many new wealth holders find immense value in creating a personal board of directors, a small group of trusted, objective confidants who can provide emotional grounding and sound advice. Furthermore, consider the profound opportunity you now have to make a difference. This wealth is not just for you. It is a tool you can use to change your family's trajectory for generations and to contribute to causes you are passionate about. Establishing a family foundation or donor-advised fund can be a powerful way to engage your family in philanthropy, teaching the next generation the responsibilities of wealth and ensuring your values outlive you. Think about what truly matters to you. Is it medical research, education, animal welfare, clean water initiatives? Your capital can drive real change in these areas. This moment right now is the dividing line between your past and your future. The information has been delivered. The path has been illuminated and the power is in your hands. The banks are on alert, the systems are going live, and the world is changing by the minute. Do not be passive. Do not wait to be told what to do by the mainstream news, which will be days behind this story. Your proactive steps right now are what will define your outcome. This is your call to action. If you have dinars, know exactly where they are. Have your documents ready. Begin your research into reputable financial firms in your area. Discuss this confidentially with your immediate family and create a basic plan. The window for calm, preemptive preparation is closing fast. The public awakening is coming, and when it hits, it will be a tidal wave of confusion and chaos. You, however, have been forewarned and informed. You have the knowledge. The question is, what will you do with it? The global reset is not just about money. It's about a global shift in consciousness and power. It's about moving from a system of debt and servitude to one of asset-backed sovereignty. You are at the forefront of that shift. Seize it, manage it wisely, and most importantly, use this incredible gift to build a life of purpose, meaning, and lasting security for yourself and for those you love. The future starts now.